All right, Coach, let's just start out and tell me a little bit about how practice is going so far.
Things are going well. I think we brought in 7 new players, which has been an adjustment for us, 6 of them being freshmen. So really the big thing for us has been getting those young guys up to speed with not only how we play, but just how we do things. And I think they've been coming along because we're going to have to count on a couple of them this year. There's been some bumps in the road, but I'm really happy with the progress that they're making.
At the Division II level, is it difficult physically for a freshman or mentally? I know it's both, but which is it more?
I think probably the toughest thing for them to do is definitely it's going to be a mental issue, just because they're coming from where they're the best player on their team, they're coming to another level, and I think a lot of times freshmen forget when they were freshmen in high school and how they had to kind of work their way up, and they got to kind of start that over again. So I think sometimes that's the adjustment. There's the adjustment academically. The adjustment to competing every day against players that are just as good, if not better. It's definitely a transition for them. And I tend to be really tough on our freshmen. I expect a lot out of them. But I've always played freshmen, so I think that's why. But I'm really happy with them. I'm really excited about them as a class. They're going to be the future of Shepherd basketball for the next 4 years.
Tell me a little bit about your senior on the other side, Austin. Tell me about his leadership and how much you're counting on him.
Yeah, he's going to be a big part of what we do. And I think, he's going to be more important when he brings to us as a leader. He's a quiet kid. He tends to. He's not going to be a real loud vocal guy. And so a lot of things that we've been talking about with him is being able to step up and say some things. Because we're going to have him be a strong leader for us to be good.
It's a long season, but there's some important games right off the bat. How difficult is it to just to have that session and then just jump right into it with important games the first weekend?
Yeah, I think we've always tried. This will be, gosh, I don't know, like the 12th year we've had the Clarion Hotel tip-off. This year's going to be a conference challenge. We've always brought in good teams, every year. Looking back, I think every year there's a team from that has gone on to the NCAA tournaments. We always play tough teams early. Playing those 2 teams, we play Lock Haven and Kutztown, 2 PSAC schools are going to get us ready. And then going on the road to go play Davis and Elkins will be good for us because our first conference game will be at Glenville State. Out of conference schedule, we'll be ready to tip it off, in the Mountain East.
How exciting is it for you to have such a large freshman class that you can, you're really coaching. You're really coaching. It's not autopilot. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's fun. It brings back a lot of memories, from the 2009-2010 season when that was the first time, I was kind of decided I was going to build a program with 4-year kids, and, it brings back a lot of memories from, those things. And, it's looking back, it's crazy to how much I've learned, how to handle them and just how to deal with them. And, but it's been fun. It's been fun. It's definitely given me a lot of juice, and I'm really excited to go to practice every day to see them. So, it's been fun. I'm really looking forward to it. And it's, one of the best recruiting classes we ever had, and there's 3-4 of those guys are going to be able to contribute for us, right away, and they're going to be, like I said, they're going to be the next wave of players that go through our program.
How about style of play this year? What can we expect to see from Shepherd?
Same thing. We're trying to play up tempo. I've always felt, dating back to the West Virginia Conference and now the Mountain East, it's just been a high-scoring league. I feel like you have to be able to score points, and we're never going to have super athletic players to kind of lock you up defensively in the half court. So we're going to get up and down, press a little bit, on our offense and try to score more points than the team.
When the year's over and you look back, what do you think will have made the difference between a successful and a non-successful year for you?
I think for us it's 2 things. One's going to be leadership from Austin Cunningham and Morgan McDonald. I think they're following 2 great leaders from last year's team, Brandon Osborne and Marcus Pilgrim. I think it was good for them to see them, be leaders, because I think it's definitely helped them. And it's hard. I tell those guys all the time, it's really hard to be a good leader. And they're working at it. They're making strides every day. I'm really happy with how they're leading the team. So the leadership we get from those 2 guys is important. The other part of it is going to be, again, our freshmen and how they come along. The faster they get up to speed with what we do and how we do it, will determine if we're going to be successful at the end of the year.
Razor's edge in making the NCAA tournament last year, probably maybe a game out. What kind of lessons were learned from that?
I think it was a lesson that we had known going into that season. I think it's the same lesson, for this season, that each game is important. There's so much parity in our league. Having to play everybody twice, I think, is you get a true champion. can lose any game to anybody in our league. So you have to treat every game it's important. It's like the last game we're playing. Each possession, you can lose a game by a possession or two, and we were really fortunate a lot of close games last year to be on top. We lost a couple, but you just not taking anything for granted, not looking past anybody, and just valuing the ball each and every possession.
All right, Coach, thanks.